Hello, fledglings. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? Hope everyone's having a good day. Although, Morph, I'm sorry your throat isn't feeling better. Yeah, having been sick for like the last month, understand how it feels. Hope it improves. But how are you doing other than that? I hope you're having a good day. I slept too late. But, we're back with some XD shiny hunting, just some chill shiny hunting for Sunday. But thought we'd open another card pack before we jump in. So let's pick one of these guys. The Surging Sparks one is the oldest, but I kind of want to open one of these new ones, the Perfect Order ones. So let's grab one of these, and as usual, I don't know why it does that. But we're going to open one of these Perfect Order packs, and then we'll jump into the shiny hunt. Doing fine. Spent the entire afternoon setting everything up for a shop update. Ooh, nice. Good job. Congrats. You're doing way better than me. I need to get on editing videos and stuff. Every time I start to sit down and work on art for the next video, I get sidetracked working on shorts and stuff. And that's no good. No good. I mean, the shorts are doing pretty well, actually, but I want to make big video. I need to make the big video so that we can start on ribbons. I don't know why they put these packs in a bigger pack. That seems like a waste of packaging. What is the purpose of this if the pack is here? But anyway, Clefable. I love Clefable. Clefable is such a cute little guy. I'm actually kind of surprised Clefairy wasn't one of the shadow Pokemon in Colosseum and XD. I mean, I know it's mostly Johto Pokemon, but you would have thought they could have squeezed in like Clefairy and Meryl. They're two fairly popular Pokemon. Certainly would have made more sense than some of the repeat Pokemon. Alright, so let's see. We got Spinarak, Nosepass, silly guy. I like Nosepass actually. Not very popular, but I like him. Skorupi, a Pokeball, a Pokepad, Turtonator. Oh, Shaman. Cute little Shaman. Klefki. I like Klefki a lot. That's awesome. Barbaracle. Pretty cool. And a Gengar. Not bad. Nothing too exciting, but we'll take it. There's some cool stuff. I like the Klefki. I like the Shaman. And I like the Barbaracle especially. There we go. Let's close that. Oop. Pokepads are super played. Is it good? Let me see. I didn't even read what it does. Oh no, there goes the trash. I'll pick it up after stream. Search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Pokemon EX, Pokemon V, etc. have rule boxes. So it's just a searcher for like regular Pokemon instead of like the EX and V Max, V Gen, Super Mega Pokemon. All right. Uh-oh. Oh no, did it break my thing again? Hold on. Control, delete. I need to find a better way to capture footage because it really doesn't like it when I use my tablet. Ah! Oh no, disaster. Disaster. Alright, not OBS. Alright, come on. There we go. There we go. Everything went wrong. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. I don't even know how I managed to mess it up that badly, but... Big disaster. Big disaster. And we're starting off with a munchlax as our first encounter, which is further proof of the big disaster. Let me see. What did Morph say right before I closed the thing on accident? Lost Nest Ball this year. They were better Pokepads, so Pokepads are the next best thing. Gotcha. Gotcha. I should look up the Nest Ball. What does the Nest Ball do? And let me shoot Morph a message as well, just in case he didn't get that. Oh, you are here. Okay. I just wasn't sure. While I'm thinking about it, what did Nest Ball do? I'm curious. Dude, I was... Every time I think about getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh!, I see something that says, no, you absolutely should not get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, I saw someone post a clip, and they were taking their turn, and basically the opponent started playing in the middle of their turn, and they made, like, 5 monsters on the opponent's turn, and I was just like, excuse me, what are you doing? And it was like actual like legal card effects and everything. I was like, no, that's not allowed. You cannot play on my turn, stop. It was insane. Hold on, I wanted to see Nest Ball, right? But yeah, so that's where Yu-Gi-Oh's at, and I don't like it. It sounds disgusting. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Why is Pokepad worse than Nest Ball? What makes it worse? Or do like Pokemon like EX count as basic Pokemon too? Is that why? Anyway, Sandshrew. Sandshrew, we don't want it. Bump up the counter. There we go. I'm gonna close that. That's annoying. There we go. Yeah, card games are too expensive. Gotta collect them for the pretty art, not to actually play them, because power creep is the entropy of gaming, because dread it, run from it, it will arrive all the same and it'll kill your games. Any game that is like continuously updated will eventually just succumb to power creep, and that's a scary thing. The greatest game that you love will just eventually die to power creep. Pokemon EX can be basic. Okay, gotcha. Because I was looking at this and it was like, this seems just like better if you're playing like Pokemon that use like evolution, which I know evolution isn't as common as EX because EX is just broken, which is why I don't like EX. The whole thing that made Pokemon unique as a card game, I feel, was the evolution mechanic. That was Pokemon's secret sauce, you know? And then they just ditched that and they're like, okay, everything that would evolve is just an EX now. You don't have to evolve your Greninja. You just get Greninja EX and slap it down and then you're good. I know that not every deck does that, but it made me like much less interested in the game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Does... I say that that's a thing that's unique to Pokemon, but that's not entirely true. Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a set of monsters called the level monsters, and they would do something where like every turn they would like evolve basically, and you'd search your deck and put a new monster on top of it. So kind of a similar spin on that idea. It's not the exact same, but there was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype that had a similar idea. There might have been some other ones since then, but back in the day, at least, there was the level monsters. Most DX these days are evolved Pokemon. That are evolved Pokemon needs to evolve first before being usable. I like that more. I like that more. If you want to make the evolved Pokemon like super turbo broken and make them EXs, keep them having to evolve at least. Although I guess that just buffs legendaries and stuff more. Anyway, there's a Gligar again. But if that's a change that they made, then I like that. That sounds like a good change, because I didn't like that. I didn't like that the whole mechanic of evolution was just something that you could just kind of bypass in the game just by like being like, oh, I play my AG/EX and now I don't have to evolve. So I feel like that's something that makes sense, right? Like if you want a stronger card, you put in more investment into playing it, you take up more deck space, and you put more, you have to, you know, spend the time to evolve it up. But I don't know. I never took the Pokemon TCG like super seriously. I was never like super into it. Hello, Brisk. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day and happy birthday. Happy Gligar Day, apparently. 2 Gligars. 900 Gligar. Let's go. Give or take. I might have miscounted a few times here or there, but I feel like I've been pretty diligent on recording these. Yeah, we've got 1,500, about 1,700. So we're at about 2,700, I think. 27 or 2,800 total. I should be better at doing basic math. I should be able to say exactly how many that is off the top of my head, but I'm so bad at basic math I can't even do this in my head. Let me pull it up. I know we calculated it at the end of last stream, but I'll do it again. 1,384 plus 900 plus 407 plus 292. 2,983. Oh no, we're way higher. Okay, than I thought. We're almost to 3,000. Just walk your friends to their cars. Nice. I hope you guys had a fun time. I really do need to find a better solution for recording IRL footage, like on my desktop and stuff, and have it look nice. Because I was thinking it'd be really cool to do a I would like to do a thing where we sit down and like organize my cards into binders or stuff. I think that would be a fun stream. But I don't know a good way to have it like look good and also not keep interrupting me while I do it. And Morph bets on 15,000 resets. I hope you're not right. That will be quite a long way if it's 15k. The party's still going, so your gifts are a mystery right now. Ah. Just taking a break from all the talking. Ah, I gotcha. Did you get a nice cake or something? Like an ice cream cake? One year my mom, or not my mom, my grandmother got me an ice cream cake. And, oh, cupcakes, gotcha. What flavor? She got me an ice cream cake and it was really good. But the frosting they used was insane. It was like like paint, honestly, because like if it touched anything, it was stained. My like fingers and lips were stained for like the next like 2 days. It was crazy. I was like, what did they put in this? What did they put in this frosting? Lemon and chocolate. Ooh, that sounds really good. Lemon. Ah! I want lemon. Lemon sounds delicious. All right, Sandshrew once again. Dude, imagine if Morph is right and it's 15,000 resets, and at the end of that we get Sandshrew. I'm gonna be the saddest boy you've ever seen. I'm gonna cry. Brandy will be like, "Oh my god, the last year of my life was spent getting a Sandshrew." I'm gonna be so sad. Big sad. Oh, you know what? I got the urge to shiny hunt last night. I was just sitting there and I was like, you know what would be fun to shiny hunt? Cast form. I wanted to hunt cast form. If you want to get an RSE, you have to do either eggs or soft reset, which isn't fun. You can, in Diamond and Pearl and BDSP, you can do Poke Radar, which is a little better. You can SOS in Sun and Moon, but that's actual torture. And then Gen 5 is even worse because it's shaking grass patches only 5% of the time. I'm trying to remember, was it in Oras or X and Y? I don't think so. You have cast form, don't be mean to baby. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying it has no good shiny hunt methods. Aside from Poke Radar in Gen 4. And I'm actually big sad because I was thinking about it and I was like, I'd like to shiny hunt cast form. And I was like, it would be really cool to get one with a weather mark. And then I look at its encounter locations for Gen 8 and Gen 9. What encounter locations? It doesn't have them. You just don't get the option to get wild cast form in those games, which is very sad. So I am hoping that cast form shows up in Winds and Waves and we can get a marked shiny cast form. I think that'd be very cool. I think I would put it in a dive ball. I don't know. Is there a Pokeball you think would fit more? Maybe if it was on a dedicated Sun team, maybe a level ball or a repeat ball, but I think for general use, I would want it in a dive ball with a silly weather mark of some kind. I think the Cloud Watcher would be a really good one for it. Ooh, yeah, the Cloud Watcher. Cast form the Cloud Watcher would go crazy. So everyone cross your fingers that cast form shows up in Winds and Waves because I want to shiny hunt it. It would be so cool. I actually do like cast form because it's based off the Teru Bozu, which are just like really cute little guys. It's sad because everyone does a meme on cast form's design. I wouldn't say that like cast form's like my favorite Pokemon or anything, but it's just like everyone has the same unoriginal joke for it, and it makes me sad. It made me go from like I don't care about this Pokemon at all to I feel a little bad for this Pokemon because its entire existence is a joke. And then I saw people using it in Champions, and they were decimating people with it, and I was like, let's go cast form. Mess them up, cast form. Take them out, do it. End Charizard's existence. I hate that fraud. I've always been upset that it doesn't have a sand form, because it just feels like incomplete, like they just gave up. But someone said that with its shape, it might also be based off of like water molecules, and that makes the idea of it not having a sand form make a little more sense, because they said like sun form might represent the water in a vapor state, because it's been evaporated, and then rain of course is water in a liquid state, and then ice would be water in a solid state. So it not having a sandstorm form isn't because there's no sand weather, but instead because it's related to the forms of water, and sand plus water doesn't really make any sense. And I was like, you know what? That's an acceptable explanation. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but if that is, then I can respect it. Family wanted you to take pictures. Gotcha. But yeah, basically, cast form is underrated, and I'd like to shiny hunt it. Another Trapinch. Come on, Trapinch, why can't you be shiny? You'd be so cool. You would be so undeniably cool if you were shiny. On that note, I know cast form doesn't have a sand, but does Weather Ball? I can't remember if Weather Ball turns into anything in sand. It is rock type in sand. Okay. That's what I thought. I was like, if it doesn't have a Weather Ball form for Sandstorm, it should turn into rock or ground, but it does indeed turn into a rock type. I don't know, do you guys associate sand more with rock or with ground? Personally, I associate it more with ground, but like I can understand why it would be rock, but when I think, oh yeah, sandstorm, all this dirt and sand flying everywhere, I would associate it with ground before I'd associate it with rock, but another Gligar. I really wish there was a thing, and I tried to set it up on the counter, but I couldn't get it to work properly. So I think if I wanted to do it, I would have had to update it manually. I wanted it to have a thing on this counter where it like automatically totaled the current results, so we could see our current total, but I couldn't figure that out. Maybe I'm just too dumb. This is not a like professional shiny hunt setup by any means. I've seen people with like auto counters and stuff. I don't know how to set that up, sadly. And another Sandshrew. Huh, yeah, all three of these are ground type, huh? It's the rock Pokespot, but all three of the Pokemon we can get here are rock or a ground type, rather. Should have been the ground Pokespot. Silly. I still think it would have been cool if instead of Sandshrew, you could find Cacnea here. I would have changed it, and I would have made it so the 50% one was Gligar. The rare one can still be Trapinch at 15%, and then the 35% I would have made Cacnea. I think that would have been a really cool lineup of Pokemon. 'Cause I don't know, even if I didn't already have a shiny Sandslash, I feel like Sandslash is just such a whatever. Like, it's fine, but it's not that exciting for this. Cave Pokespot, I feel like, makes sense for the encounters there, which are Zubat, Aeron, and Wooper. I feel like Aeron probably should have been more rare than Wooper, but, like, fine. And I would probably have even moved Wooper over to the Oasis instead. Yeah, I would say they should have moved Wooper to the Oasis and put something else in the cave. I'm not sure what, though, because some of the Pokemon I would put in the cave, like Mawile or Nosepass, are already in as Shadow Pokemon. Same with, like, Sableye. That's another one I was thinking. What else would fit in the cave Pokespot as, like, a rare spawn? I almost want to say Bagon, but again, Salamence is a Shadow. There's got to be something cool that would fit in the cave, right? Or you know what I would have done, actually? Keep Zubat, move Wooper to the Oasis, and then, in the cave, I would put Onix as the 35% and make Aeron the 15%. I think that would have made more sense. I guess you could also put Geodude there instead or something, but I don't know. Onix. Onix would be cool. You'd see this big old giant creature in there. Maybe that's what they were going for, though, was all the Pokespot Pokemon were relatively small. There's probably a cooler Pokemon you could put in over Onix, but that's the one that's coming to mind, is Onix or Geodude. Again, it's hard because a lot of the other cool cave Pokemon are already Shadow Pokemon, so... I guess Meryl is found in Mount Mortar Cave in Johto, so you could have used that as a justification to put Meryl in as the 35%. Or even the 15%. That would have been cool. And then for Oasis, let me think. Also, is the music like broken? No, it's just really quiet up until now. There we go. Oasis Pokespot is Hoppip, which is super effective against Hoppip, which is super effective against Hoppip, which is super effective against Hoppip. Surskit and Phanpy. You know what? Actually, I would just switch Phanpy and Wooper. That's the best solution. Just switch Phanpy and Wooper. Phanpy should be at the cave, and Wooper should be at the Oasis. Wasya. I always read that as Wasya. Yeah, if you switch Wooper and Phanpy, I'm pretty content with what the loadout for each of those spots are. Obviously, I would still maybe... I think there are some that could be more exciting to find. Like I said, Meryl would be... Ooh. What if Meryl was at the Oasis Pokespot as a rare spawn? And... geez, it was on the tip of my tongue. Clefairy was... Or Cleffa was at the cave Pokespot. That would be really cool. That's what we should do. Can you get a happy birthday from the sailor? We can bring the sailor in. Thank you, Brisk, for the redeem. Let me pull him in. Ahoy, Brisk! Happy birthday! May your coming year be filled with adventure and not much seasickness. Happy birthday, Brisk. I'm gonna move myself down a little bit. There we go. You're welcome. Thank you for the redeem, Brisk. And a Sandshrew. There we go. So yeah, I think that's what I would do as my loadout for these Pokespots. I would cut, or I would make it so this one is in order of most common to least common. It would be Gligar, Cacnea, Trapinch. Alternatively, you could swap Cacnea with Gligar. I'm just thinking like maybe a cactus would be more common, or maybe a scorpion would be more common than a cactus, but maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. But Gligar, Gligar, Cacnea, Trapinch. In the cave, I would do Zubat, Aeron, Clefairy, or Clefable, or Cleffa, one of those three. Probably not Clefable, but one of those three. And then in the Oasis, I would do Hoppip. I would do Hoppip, Wooper, Meryl. I like that combo the most. Although I would be okay with taking out Wooper and putting Surskit, because Wooper was available in Coliseum as a shadow as Quagsire. So you could technically just cut Wooper and I wouldn't feel too bad. There's another Munchlax. There we go. But I feel like that would give a nice mix of Pokemon. I can't remove Hoppip, though, because Hoppip is iconic at this point. Hoppip is super effective against Hoppip, after all, right? And Hoppip being readily available and also being like really good for the purification chamber against itself is also just like a really good gameplay mechanic. It means that like if, you know, 8-year-old little Timmy is struggling and they just catch a bunch of Hoppip and they're just like throwing them into the purification chamber to try and get their Pokemon purified, they might accidentally stumble upon, oh hey, the Hoppip works really well for this. Let me just fill up my entire purification box with Hoppip, and now I'm able to actually progress in the game. So Hoppip being really common and really good against itself for the purification chamber is like actually brilliant game design. So whether it was intentional or not, I really like it from a game design perspective, so I wouldn't remove Hoppip. Time for gifts, Burb. Rally luck, Brisk, rally luck. Have fun. Oh. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but the washing machine just went off. And it sounded like a Jolly Sailor tune. Bum ba da ba da bum ba da ba da ba da ba. Man, I don't know why my head hurts today, because I did go to sleep kind of late, but it wasn't that much later than normal or anything. I've just had a bad sleep schedule lately. But I actually got way more sleep than usual. Usually I get like 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and today I got almost 7 hours, I think. Which still doesn't sound very impressive, but for me, that's a lot. There we go. Hi, Super Plush Lord. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. What's up? Yes, happy birthday to Brisk. How are you doing? Oh, you want Togi? I will bring Togi in 1 second. Togi, where are you? Where did he go? Togi? There you are. There he is. He's so happy, so cute. I should change the Togetic redeem to be 140 feathers, but then the numbers would be weird, so I won't do that. I like it when my numbers are nice and even and stuff, like 5s and 10s and stuff. But I know a lot of people don't care, so I don't ever know what to do, but I've thought about making a redeem that does literally nothing but just costs 1 point, and you can just do that to burn 1 point. Watching Onegai My Melody with your brother. Nice. Did you enjoy it? Hope you had fun. Nice, nice. Glad you had a good time. What's it about? I'm guessing it's about My Melody from Hello Kitty, but like what was the premise? Another Sandshrew. Oh, I'm a sleepy boy. If I weren't so sleepy and distracted and obsessed with shiny hunting, I would be the strongest video editor of all time. I'd get so much more done if I wasn't constantly getting distracted and sleepy and wanting to shiny hunt. Oh, unrelated to shiny hunt, I don't know why it reminded me, but did you guys log into Pokopia today and get the Bulbasaur's jump rope event? I did it briefly before stream, but I was not able to win the trophy, sadly. I managed, as my best record, I managed 31, which is actually really good for me. The hardest star in Mario Odyssey for me to get was the jump rope star. And I had to, because you have to do 100 jump ropes in a row, which I cannot do. I had to look up a glitch to get it. That was the one star I needed a glitch to get. I was just like, I can't do this. And there's a thing where you like jump on and bring a letter nearby over to it, and then you can like capture the letter, which doesn't count as being in the jump rope, but it does count as you not getting hit or whatever when the jump rope goes, and it lets you like cheese it. Hard to explain, but ooh, 1400 Sandshrew. We have hit an angelic number of Sandshrew. Let's go. Congratulations. And I think that means we should be past 3,000 checks now. Let me double check. Calculator. Let me see. 1,400 plus 903 plus 412 plus 296. 3,011. Yes, we have officially passed 3,000 checks, which is quite the accomplishment. This is definitely our longest shiny hunt. It is much further than our Togetic was by about 1.5 times. Yeah, they are much, they're longer, but they're like, it's been going longer, but it is much less painful. Because the Togetic check was, you know, 8 to 10 minutes minimum, and generally it was closer to like 15 minutes, with a few even going longer than that. And oh, shush, Brandy. I just want to check what we were at times. Oh, okay, it was Sandshrew. That's what I thought. Oh my god. Stop. There we go. Had to double check the encounter there. I was pretty sure it was Sandshrew, but I pressed it a little too fast. But yeah, the checks here were going longer. It's been more streams, I think, maybe. Or maybe about the same. But the speed at which we're doing these checks is way nicer, so I don't feel as bad. Like, this is the longer hunt, but I would definitely say that like, if whatever I get here will still not be as special as Togetic. I think the only thing that can maybe be as close to Togetic in terms of, like, being a very special shiny would be if I got a super rare Safari Zone check. Like if we did Safari Week and I got a like 1% Chansey. And even then I still like Togetic more than Chansey, so Togetic will win out, but Chansey would be like the other really cool rare shiny, you know? Kuromi steals this key that can make people's dreams come true, but it usually goes out of control and causes destruction, and also gives Kuromi black notes that awaken dark power, so my Melody has to stop Kuromi's magic and collect pink notes to summon the dream power to combat the dark power. Ah, fun. It's definitely not the same, but when I was reading that, I was thinking, oh, this is like Kirby. Which is not quite the same, but it reminded me of Kirby... oh god, which one is it? The fact I don't know Kirby is showing. I know it was the one that got remade as Nightmare in Dreamland. Whichever that one is. Kirby's Adventure, gotcha. I wanted to say Kirby's Return to Dreamland, even though I know that that's not correct, because that's the one that I played on the Wii. I was like, it is Kirby on the Wii was definitely not remade for Game Boy. I was like, that's not right. I like Kirby, but like, I have not played that many Kirby games, so I do not know them off the top of my head that well. And I do want to play more Kirby for Goreland. I was going to do that last week, but I just was not feeling well. And I got busy doing stuff, and it was a mess. It was a mess. But I want to try and wrap up in the next few weeks. I want to try and wrap up Kirby and the Forgotten Land so we can try some other games. Because right now it is kind of just the Pokemon show. Which kind of just happens when I'm left to my own devices. I will just default to playing Pokemon. Pokemon is my one true great love. That's not true. It's Splatoon. Like, I don't know. I love Pokemon as a franchise, but I also hate Pokemon as a franchise, you know? Pokemon is the potential man of Nintendo franchises. That's not true, actually, because it does actually achieve a lot. It's the missed potential man, but Pokemon could be so good if only they had a little bit more time. If only they were a little bit better. If only they were willing to actually listen to fans a little bit more, you know? They always just come up a little short, and it's so disappointing. Who's the actual potential man of Nintendo franchises? I think it might be Star Fox. Star Fox could be a really big series, but it's not. Zero new games since 2015. Zero ports. 7 times they've remade Star Fox 64. That's not true. They haven't remade it that many times, but... Did you guys see on Twitter when someone tried to argue that Slippy and Peppy are the most iconic Nintendo characters not in Smash yet, and so they should be playable? And I'm like, what? I was like, Pokemon alone has 20 characters that are more iconic than those guys at a minimum. Probably a lot more, but... Toad, Waluigi, Goomba. Even, I would argue even Chibi Robo. Like, I think Star Fox is a more well-known series. Fox is more iconic than Chibi Robo. But Chibi Robo, being the headliner of its own series, is more iconic than Peppy and Slippy. Hi Mel, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day, and thank you for the resub. How's goes the hunting? You're playing Tomodachi Life and just happened to see the notif plate. No worries. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're having fun with Tomodachi Life. We're doing well. We have passed 3,000 checks here, so that's good. We're hoping to find something soon, but yeah, just kind of chilling and chatting and trying to get my head to stop hurting. There go Trapinch. You got Sonic and Shadow together? Nice. Welcome back, Brisk. How was it? Ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-dum. All right, Slippy and Peppy. But then it was really funny because they tried to say that Star Fox is more iconic than Fire Emblem, and that's the only way to unite the Fire Emblem fandom is when someone outside the fandom tries to start stuff. That's when the Fire Emblem fans put their differences aside and come together and beat them up. It's so funny. So funny. It was fun. Clear that you had a few drinks, so you're a bit sleepy and everyone can tell. Ah. I don't know. Who do you think is the most iconic Nintendo character not in Smash? Or not playable in Smash, not in Smash. I think it's Waluigi. I could see the argument for Toad. I think Toad on its own, Toad is the more iconic character, arguably. But I think when you factor in the fan demand and the memes and everything, I think Waluigi edges him out, because I haven't seen people actively like really care about Toad being in Smash, but I see a ton of people who care about Waluigi, so even if it's a meme pick, he has that recognizability. Mostly got snacks and gift cards. Nice. What kind of gift cards? Oh, for Tomodachi Life to not cost 98 in Canadian dollars. Hang in there, Morph. The economy is in shambles. I'm so sorry. Exchange rates are insane, yeah. In fact, I ordered something from Canada the other day, and the exchange was crazy. What? Why did I get a freaking... Why'd these losers send me a freaking email? Get out of here. I wanted to check the thing I got. Has it shipped yet? No, it has not shipped yet. Yeah, so I think it was what I ordered. For me, it was a certain price, but when it was converted to Canadian, the price in CAD was like $20 more, which is a little insane. Oop. Let me pull up the thing again. There we go. No, why is it on my email? There you go. Costs less to ship to the United States than to ship within Canada. Does it? Yeah, I've thought about picking up Tomodachi Life. If I do, it'll probably be at the end of this month or sometime next month, maybe, or later down the line. It's a game that I'm not especially interested in for myself, to be honest. It's definitely more of a we would play this on stream kind of game, you know? It does? You wish you were joking? How does it cost more to ship within Canada? That's insane. Yeah, I saw the things you made, Mel, but it sounds hard to make. I don't know that I'd be able to make anything good. I'm not even sure which characters I would put in. I was talking about it the other day, but the ones that I was thinking about were like, I'd put some Genshin characters like Venti and Columbina and Farina in, and Omni-Man, because, yes, I am sure. I'd make Lucas and Professor Byleth, but I don't really know who else I would add. Oh, I put some Yu-Gi-Oh characters in for sure. Have a stylist and done pixel art. I've done pixel art, but I'm not good at it. Oh, but I did see someone who made Sanbu in Tomodachi Life, which is very cute. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up, because I did save that. Oh no, that's big. It's Sanbu. It's Sanbu Tomodachi Life. Sanbu in love. Is that not just what we all need? Is Sanbu? I think we all need Sanbu. I would probably add Jolteon and Flareon as little pets, though, instead. But yeah, I just don't know that I would, in my off time, get a lot of enjoyment from Tomodachi Life. It's definitely like a haha funny stream game more than a game that I would, like, want to play on my own, you know? Now, if I could, and I don't think my computer's strong enough and I don't have the equipment for it either, if I could, it would be really cool to have Tomodachi Life going on stream in the background while I do shiny hunting. But it'd need like more equipment and stuff, and my computer can't run that much stuff. But if I could, that would be super cool. Played the demo and you made your OCs and you're very proud of how they look. Oh, I want to see your OCs, Morph. I want to see them in there. Oh, that's who I should add if I get it. I should put Big Man in there. Not even the rest of the Splatoon characters, just only Big Man. I love Big Man, dude. He's my favorite idol. I love all of Deep Cut, but Big Man is my GOAT. Sandshrew, Sandshrew. There we go, 1404. Speaking of Switch, you're waiting for everyone to leave so you can play your Switch. Nice. I hope you're having fun with it, Brisk. Got your Sona, Shadow, and their son Silver, Hugh Morris, Garfield, Deltarune Addison's, gay robot couple from Deltarune, but no trauma, SpongeBob, Chuck E. Cheese, Squidward, the Reggie Rock with the handbag, Yowie Jesus, and Freddy Fazbear. That sounds like actual insanity. I like that mine would be like a bunch of like cutesy characters and Yu-Gi-Oh characters. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh Zexal Squad, Madoka, freaking like Lucas, and then there'd be like Byleth, the Autism Demon, and Omni-Man. It'd just be like these two really out of place characters. Oh, Venti and Columbina and Farina, those would be cutesy characters. Alright, another Gligar. Gave the Deltarune ones names because you refused to call them all by color because it's boring. Fair. I made croissant curry and it was just disappointing. I was big sad. I was sitting there defending Tawny the whole time in the story, and then I made it myself and I was like, wow, this is mid. I was just like, wow, I would rather just eat curry on its own without the croissants. The croissants add literally nothing. With that said, Naveen was a hater for no reason because it wasn't an abomination or anything. It just wasn't. The croissants just literally added nothing. It was just adding things for the sake of adding things, and it did nothing. I was like, well, disappointing. Oh, those are so cute, Morph. Oh my goodness. You did a really good job. They're adorable. Super, super cute. Yeah, Tomodachi Life just, it seems like a cute, funny game, but because there's not like, you know, it's more of just like kind of watching and observing and laughing at funny things that happen. It's just not something that I think I would enjoy that much on its own, you know? It's definitely something I would pick up more just to do it on stream with you guys than for personal enjoyment. Oh, Mel, I know who you should add. Also, 300 munchlax is a lot. That's too many munchlax. Mel, you need to get the goat mirror bee in there. He was on the list. Let's go. I was just like thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. It's weird that Mel doesn't have any Ore representation in there. I was like, that's uncharacteristic. How did this happen? Sandshrew. Boop. And be gone, bot. I wonder how large it would let you make his afro. So yeah, I might pick up Tomodachi Life. Right now I'm waiting on a potential thing that will take a lot of money. So I don't want to spend my money too much right now. If that goes through, then I'll probably have to wait a while before I spend on games and stuff again. But if not, then I might pick it up just to do on stream. We'll see. You wish it was 60 in CAD, but you'd buy Tomodachi Life in a heartbeat for that price. Understandable, yeah. Exactly. It's the fact that it's a game that you mostly kind of just watch that makes it that makes me hesitate on it. Like, I definitely think I would enjoy it on stream with you guys, but, I'm just like, would I enjoy it that much, you know, when I'm not actively playing or anything? Been making clothes and pets to not have to watch as much. But that's the other thing, right? Like, if I do it on stream, and I want to do it, with the touch screen, then I can't stream it, you know? So I'd have to do it with the Joy-Con, and I don't know how comfortable that would be either, so I don't know. have to think about it. It feels like something that maybe it would be best if I got it. I set up all the characters and drawings and stuff that I wanted to do on my own. And then on stream we would react to everything. I don't know. It feels weird because between Tomodachi and Pokemon Champions and Pokopia, like, my timeline has been full of Nintendo stuff for like the last few months, right? So Nintendo feels like it's in a really good position still, but we have like no games that we know of coming up. Like, we know vaguely Splatoon Raiders exists. We know Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave exists. There's a Rhythm Heaven game they haven't released. And that's kind of it, right? Like, it feels so weird that it's been this long since, like, we got a Nintendo Direct. But yet Nintendo's, like, technically in, like, a pretty healthy spot right now. It feels so odd. What I'm saying is I want a Nintendo Direct. I want to know what else is coming. But, like, I'm also, like, weirdly not, like, that desperate for one. It feels so weird. I need them to drop Pikmin 4 DLC or something. I doubt that's gonna happen, given they did a free update for Pikmin 4 already, but... But, like, where's Pikmin 4? Where's the DLC? I need an ice area in Pikmin 4. The fact there wasn't an ice area makes me big sad. Had heard the same dilemma, but you also heard that if you get specific chords, technically it can be streamed, just not off the Switch dock. Ah. I've already got too many chords here. I don't need more. No, the Wii is like actually a mess of chords. It is too many. Oh, did you guys see the other day I was at a local game store and I picked up a copy of Japanese Ruby? While I was there, they also had a bunch of like Wii games, and I was looking through those. But unfortunately, most of what they had was just like shovelware, which describes the Wii pretty perfectly. It was a lot of shovelware. I was looking for a copy of Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility to play on stream, but I could not find one. They had Animal Parade, which I already have, but they didn't have Tree of Tranquility, which was a little unfortunate. Forgot to tell how much it all was. How much what all was. Glaglagar. Oh. But yeah, the funny thing is, I went into that store. The thing I was specifically hoping to find was a copy of English Sapphire. That's what I really wanted. And instead, I found Ruby, Japanese Ruby. So, like, the exact opposite of what I was looking for, but it was still cool enough that I wanted to get it, so. I splurged a little and got that for myself as a treat. Your Switch? Oh, if you want to say how much it was, then feel free. I hope you got a good deal since it was a regular Switch instead of a Switch 2. I hope they gave you a good deal. And a Sandshrew, there we go. 280. Is that a good deal? I don't remember. I think that's probably just about MSRP. Oh yeah, I guess because it had a markup, I guess that's like a decent deal. 280. It's not like an amazing deal, but it's like it's not terrible. Yeah, I hope you have fun with it, Brisk. Hope you have a good time. And I hope that ZA runs all right for you. Because I played it with the Switch 2 upgrade pack, so I don't know how big the difference is playing it on the regular Switch. But I hope it doesn't feel bad or anything. I remember when it came out, there was a bunch of videos of people like glitching through the floor and stuff. And then it turned out that was people playing on an emulator, which is like, yeah. Yeah, don't emulate it then, I guess. You know. People love to like be like, oh, Nintendo games suck. They don't run properly on emulator. Well, gee, you're not supposed to play it on an emulator, dingus. Mirror B is being made. Let's go. Let's go, Mirror B the goat. Alright, Sandshrew, but again. Yeah, I definitely agree with Morph that even though this is like way longer than our Togetic hunt, the hunt itself is just way less painful. It's way less painful. I gotta say, this is a new fruit. Oh no, it ended. Okay, never mind. That was the second time. I was gonna say this is not as good of a Fruitager Arrow playlist. And I still kind of agree with that, because it had that one part where it just randomly got quiet for like a minute. Let's pull up this, I guess. Oh, this is from... Oh, okay. I've heard this track multiple times. I didn't know it was from Wii Party. I didn't have that game, so... Had to hide it in your closet in case people came to your room. Why, are you embarrassed about having it? Do you think Nintendo is too kiddie, so you don't want to be caught with a Switch? It's kind of weird, actually. I don't carry my Switch 2 around with me as much. Like, my Switch 1 I carried around with me a lot. But the Switch 2 I just haven't been taking with me. I don't know. I feel like the Switch 2 has worse battery life. It feels like it drains faster. And, also, it might just be because I'm in a new area, right? So I don't know the surroundings as well. So I don't want to be playing it on the bus and then miss my stop or anything. So maybe I'll start carrying it around more when it's, when I'm like more acclimated to the area and everything and I don't have to worry as much, but Switch 2's battery life is a joke. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with it. Like, I think that's the only aspect of it that I'm like actually disappointed with the Switch 2 is just the battery life, because I was able to like have Pokemon Scarlet up and I would play that on my Switch 1 and it would last for, you know, 5 hours or something. And then the Switch 2, it lasts like 2 hours. I don't know, that just feels backwards. Like, I know that it's a more powerful console, so it needs more power, but I don't know, I feel like that's something they should have worked out, you know, having it last longer. It was probably something they had to make as a concession for having the price point that they did and everything, but still just really disappointing. Oh, I'm still Sailor Brandy. I forgot. I literally just forgot that I was still Sailor Brandy. Here, let's send Sailor Brandy to the Shadow Realm. Boop. He's off on his next voyage with Captain Glaze. No! Not the fish! Dang it. All right, let's do the switch, or the fish. Morph has turned me into a fish against my will. Will? I can't even talk properly. Sailor Brandy caught the fish himself. We are going to do a fishing shiny hunt eventually. I know I've mentioned it, but I'm going to do a Milo or a Feebas fishing hunt eventually. I was thinking it'd be really cool to do it on the Japanese Ruby copy, but I don't know if we'll do it there. You can't make him have an afro and split hair? No! They hate us. They hate us. How could they? This is a tragedy. I'm sorry, Mel. Bottom. Who are you calling a bottom? You're right, but how dare you? Understandable, Brisk. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't ever really been like I guess I didn't learn my lesson in kindergarten. I was never one to like share that much with like my consoles and stuff. I mean, like, obviously I had to share with my brothers, but even then they didn't play it that much. They were more interested in like sports and playing outside and stuff. They'd play it a little bit. My brother or my middle brother only liked to play Resident Evil, to be honest. Resident Evil and Mario Kart. But then once I was a little older and I started buying my own stuff, I didn't ever really share it, so. I don't know. If I had a partner or someone, maybe I'd share it with them, but I don't have to worry about that right now. 14-16. The thing is, I gravitate towards single player games anyway, so like I don't even know how I would share it with someone, you know? You booted it up, you saw Donkey Kong is there? Donkey Kong is there where? Where is Donkey Kong? Oh, not Bonanza, different game. Oh, it was probably Donkey Kong Country. It might have been Donkey Kong Country Returns. I think that's the one they've been pushing lately, besides Bonanza. There's also Tropical Freeze, but Tropical Freeze was actually pretty cool. Since I did have a Wii U, I did have that because that was like one of the good games for the Wii U, so you kind of had to have that in your library. And it is pretty good, but it is hard. I'm not good at it. The fact that I'm not good at 3D platformers made itself very evident when I played that. I am a fish, blub blub. If I get the Trapinch while I'm a fish, or if I get a shiny while I'm a fish, I'm gonna be very sad. I'm gonna be like, what is this? I do need to sit down and draw a PNG tuber for fishing. For fishing and for Safari. Those are the ones I want PNG tubers for, but... It's hard to think what I want the outfits to look like, you know? I have the vague idea that I want them to be fishing and safari themed, but like, what does that mean for outfits, you know? I really wish I was better at like outfit design for characters, because that's something I definitely struggle with. I'm just not good at fashion. And it reflects in real life because I just am sitting here in a t-shirt and that's it. Like, it's like, you know, I don't have fancy clothes or anything. I don't know how to wear fancy stuff. All right, Sandshrew. Once again. You want to fish for some more games? You found Scarlet? Ooh, nice. Sword is going to be the one that's going to be hard to find, I would say. Finding wild copies of Sword and Shield is not super common at this point. You might need to either get those off Amazon or do a download for those. Since you're on a regular Switch 1, I would kind of caution against getting too many download games, because the Switch 1's memory isn't super large, so you'd have to buy like extra SD cards for it. So if you can get a physical copy of a game, I would kind of lean towards that. But yeah, what are some other games you're looking for, Brisk? And we are at 3,051 checks. Nice. So we've done probably about 70 or so checks today. That sounds about right, actually, with how long we've been going. Brother said he'd buy you a few of those games. Nice. Yeah, I'm curious which games you're going for. If you want, I could show you, after stream, I could show you my game library to give you some ideas of some games that I would recommend, because almost every game that I own, I would recommend. Off the top of my head, there is one that I would not recommend, and that's Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That game was... made me mad. I genuinely considered, when I beat it, I considered immediately turning around and walking back to the GameStop and returning it. I was like that disappointed with it. I was like, wow. I ended up keeping it, but... Mario Kart and Xenoblade. Those ones are good. I definitely... well, I can't speak on Mario Kart 8, but the fact everyone loves it and says it's better than World probably means it's a good one. But Xenoblade, I can heartily recommend Xenoblade. Although, again, I have such a hard time recommending where to start with the series. I still love 2 the most, but... I think 3 is the better game overall, but it's hard for me to recommend 3 without having the knowledge of 2 and 1. Not to say you can't enjoy it without those, because you definitely could just enjoy it on its own merits. It's enough standalone that you could enjoy it on its own. But I feel like you won't get the full impact of what makes the game so good without 2-in-1 first. All right, Sandshrew. Also, do you have any? Never mind. Never mind. I'll ask about that off stream. Munchlax again, okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking about silly shiny hunts. And I really do want to do cast form now. I want a shiny hunt cast form, but I want it to be with a mark. Cast form the Cloud Watcher is so fitting, you know? If only cast form had returned in the terrarium, right? Yeah, cast form the Cloud Watcher is the mark I want the most, I think. Cast form the Cloud Watcher in a dive ball would go crazy. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Let us shiny hunt it. Also, I still want to get a Chimecho. That's another one that's on the list of things I would like to do. Hold on, I need to double check this because I didn't. I didn't get it properly. I guess I did. Was it just a munchlax? Oh no, it was a Sandshrew. Okay. I was like, I thought there was a Sandshrew, but I didn't count it properly. There we go. Another Sandshrew. Yeah, I want to do Chimecho, and I was thinking I want to shiny hunt Chimecho in Legends Arceus when the time comes. I was thinking that would be cool because it would be in the it'd be in the Strange Ball, so it'd kind of match the color scheme on the shiny. And then if it ever if they ever add the Hisuian balls in as proper Pokeballs, then it would turn into like just a regular... I was thinking maybe I'd put it in a Hisuian Great Ball. I feel like that would also look pretty cool as the Hisuian Great Ball on it, in case it ever reverts and they update it to have the actual Legends Arceus balls in the game. Oh, there's something I was going to look up and I forgot. Oh, well. Oh, wait, I remember. I know Chimecho can be in Scarlet and Violet. Was it in Gen 8? Only Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Ooh. Okay, so if you caught it in BDS, or if you caught it in Legends Arceus, you could trade it back to BDSP and get it a ribbon from those games. That's kind of cool. I could make it the gorgeous Chimecho. With the gorgeous ribbon from the Ribbon Resort. That'd be cool. You're originally gonna announce that you had a Switch on stream, but you got too excited when you bought ZA. Had to play it on your own. Ah. Sorry. Sorry, Brisk. Now you can yap about it. That's fair. Yeah, I was kind of... when I got my Switch 2, I was kind of keeping it a surprise because I wanted to formally announce it when we did the Mario Kart World stream. But one of the games... We were playing Pokemon, and... I actually reset the game at one point and closed out of the game. And so if you were paying attention, you could tell from the menu, but no one was paying attention, so no one actually picked up on it. I think Morph mentioned later that he was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." Oh yeah, I think we were doing I think it was when we were doing the Teal Mask DLC. That sounds about right. Man, Teal Mask and Indigo Disc was actually like just really good DLC. I do think Scarlet and Violet did a really good job overall with their characters. They had a really cool cast of characters. Like, even the one that I think is, like, of the main cast, quote-unquote, I think the one that's, like, the least interesting is Penny. And she's still, like, a pretty good character. The world may be ugly, but, you know, the characters certainly make it pretty decent. Unless you've played through Pokemon Scarlet like 10 times, in which case you're probably sick of them talking, but it's like, I have played through Scarlet and Violet. I want to say like 8 or 9 times at this point. So collectively, I have seen those cutscenes far too many times, but you made the best Mirror Bee you could. Well, good job, despite the limited resources. I'm sure it came out pretty well. Your other ones were looking really good. Did you post it in the server? You did. Oh, nice. Yeah, good job, Mel. That is pretty good considering the limited options they gave you. It looks really nice. Good job. Mirror be the goat. Have you done any of the little pets? Have you made any pets for the characters? I've seen some people make scarily accurate Pokemon on there. You made 4. Nice. I would, if I were making one, I would give myself Tenshibi as my pet. I'd give myself a little Togekiss. Ooh. Pookie from Garfield, Gary and Shelly from SpongeBob, and the Pippus from Deltarune. Nice. A silly collection. Mine would be mostly Pokemon, I think. I'd have Togekiss and Booster and Saunders. Oh, and you know what I'd do for Byleth? I would give Byleth a Sothis pet. Oh. And Omni-Man. A pet? A pet. This is good news, Mark. We can finally be bees. Dude, the Invincible fandom is freaking next level brain rot. I don't know what they're on, but they're on something. This is good news, Mark. I made a steak with the white sauce. I do not believe you. I believe you. They're making some cursed nonsense, and I'm here for it. Make a birthday wish to find shiny Trapinch. No, you should use your birthday wish on yourself. I'll find the shiny eventually anyway. You should use your wish for yourself, but thank you. I mean, literally, I wouldn't even use my birthday wish on finding shiny Trapinch. Oh no. Automod got you. It said, you said blew them. It didn't like that. Alright, Gligar once again. A pet? A pet. This is good news, Mark. We can finally be bees. You'll live for 30 years. This is insane. They got extinguished by the wind? Oh no. That's sad. Pets are posted too? Nice. I'll check them in a second. But yeah, I was thinking like Mirror B with like a Ludicolo would go kind of crazy as his pet. That's what made me think about it. Yeah, tiny little Ludicolo. The pets are really, really cute. I've seen people make really good Pokemon with it. It'd probably be a lot of work, but also like Wes and Michael with like Umbreon and Espeon pets. That could be cute. Or Eevee as a pet for Michael. I like the little arrow on it, Mel. I like the little arrow with the label. Yeah, those are really cute. Good job. Gligar. Did I add Gligar? I will assume yes. If I'm off by one, then it's fine. I don't care. Yeah, I think that is how it is in game. It's been a long time since I played Deltarune. I played it when the last time I played it was when Chapter 2 dropped. So it has been quite a bit. Technically, he's a parent. He can enter the Bad Parents of the Year awards for using them as weapons. Who's the worst parent, though? I think it might be Valadar. Garen's up there, too. They're both from Fire Emblem. Garen's up there, but I think Valadar might be worse. Garfield is trying to confess to Silver. Oh, no. Cursed phrases that probably would kill a Victorian-era child. If they could comprehend what that meant. I think Tomodachi Life was a game designed to inflict psychic damage upon me, because when I hear some of the things people say out of context, I'm just like, no, that's illegal. You can't do that. Alright, another Sandshrew. Gonna let it see what happens from there. Fair, fair. How much worse can it possibly get? Oh, Silver accepted. Let's go. I think. I'm not even sure. Is that a let's go moment? Are we so back, or has it never been so over? Yeah, more than Tomodachi Life, the Mii game that I kind of wanted to pick up for stream was Miitopia. And I had to do a double take on if Miitopia was the one I was thinking of. I almost said Miitomo, which was the smartphone app that they released. I did play Miitomo when it came out. I was like super obsessed with it for like 2 weeks, and then I dropped off of it. You didn't expect Silver to accept. Found a Silver action figure on his shelf. I saw one a while back too, actually. That one was at my Target though, and it was in like a box with a bunch of other a bunch of other Sonic characters. It was like a little mini playset type thing. I know I sent a picture of that giant Sylveon plush in the server. You guys don't know how tempted I was to pick that up. I was so freaking tempted to get that Sylveon. But it was like $50. I was like, oh my god. Because I do have a Sylveon plush, but it's a small one, and it's kind of... It wasn't like the best quality. It feels really... Like the texture on it is very weird. So I was like very tempted to get the new Sylveon plush. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Brisk. I actually have been being a good boy and been drinking a little water here and there on the side, but... For the hydrate redeem, I'll take a bigger sip. Thank you. Alright, another Gligar. Freddy Fazbear wants to date Chuck E. Cheese so bad. Weirdly makes sense. that is one that weirdly makes sense. That is the corporate enemies to lovers arc. Two rival companies with animatronic mascots to sell their pizza. Falling in love. What could be more beautiful? And 924. Oh my god, really? The Sandshrew are way farther ahead now than they should be. That's disappointing. The Sandshrew and Gligar Trapinch, like the combined number of Gligar and Trapinch should be roughly the same as the number of Sandshrew, but the Sandshrew are almost 100 ahead at this point. That's so disappointing. But hey, 420 Trapinch, that's a number people like. That's the quote-unquote funny number that I don't find particularly funny. There's nothing inherently funny about that number. You tried to get him to ask him out and clicked the wrong button. No! Doomed lovers. Thank you for the head pat, Brisk. Hi, Brandy. Brandy's back, yes. I am no longer a fish against my will. I don't know why you guys like the fish PNG tuber the most. That one I did not draw. Should I redraw the lemon peel angelfish? I almost feel like the fact that it's not drawn and it's just a stupid, lazy photo of a fish is why you guys like it, but... Gonna make Spampton himself. Happy you got to redeem the sailor as a birthday treat. Nice. The sailor do be silly, though. He's a silly guy. I made him just for the Wind Waker stream, actually. I'm trying to think, are there any other games with boats for us to play that the sailor would get used for? Is it only Wind Waker? Maybe one day I'll play Phantom Hourglass on stream and we can use them for that. I like Phantom Hourglass. No one else does, but I will admit Phantom Hourglass not the best game in the series, but I like it. And it has my goat Linebeck, who is my favorite character in Zelda. Aside from Link himself, of course. Link gets special privileges because he was my first crush. Like, I literally had my first ever crush on Link when I was like 6.5 years old, so Link gets special privileges. Been wanting to play Zelda. There's a lot of Zelda games on the Switch in one way or another. So people generally like Breath of the Wild. I'm a little lukewarm on it. I think Breath of the Wild is a really good game, but I don't like it as a Zelda game. It lacks a lot of the things I really liked from Zelda, specifically as a series. I find the fact that Ocarina of Time was never like actually available on Switch outside of the N64 emulator very odd. That's the one that I find very odd, but there are rumblings and rumors that they're gonna remake Ocarina of Time, but we will see. We will see, we will see. It's just hard to imagine what they do with it that keeps the original intact, but also makes it feel justified to buy again over just downloading an emulator and playing a randomizer. It's hard to imagine what they do with that. I really do think they should start making, like, they should start in like figuring out how to make randomizers an actual option in their Zelda games. Like, it would be so cool if they released Ocarina of Time, you beat it, and then it was like, congratulations, you've unlocked randomized mode. And it was just a official Zelda randomizer. That would be sick. I would buy it for that, but other than that, I'm like, I don't know what you do with Ocarina of Time that makes it like feel worthy of buying it again, you know? I mean, like, realistically, I probably would just because I love Zelda, but for the average consumer, you know? Another Sandshrew. I'm sick of these Sandshrews, man. There have been entirely too many Sandshrews. It should not be 100 Sandshrews ahead of Gligar and Trapinch. That is disturbing. The Sandshrew population has far exceeded our expectations. Could they be outcompeting Gligar and Trapinch for resources, or is this caused by the arrival of the munchlax, which is not native to this environment? What could be causing the lack of Gligar and Trapinch? Yeah, too many Sandshrew. I'm sick of this thing. I really wish I could just remove it from the pool. Being able to repel Manipit out of the pool would make me very happy. Gligar! Gligar! Since we did get a late start, we might do a bit of a shorter stream. And then I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. I have some leftover butter chicken from last night, but that's not going to be enough, so I don't know what I'll do with it. It was good butter chicken, though. I added extra curry powder to it, and it was delicious. Maybe tomorrow I should go out and run by the grocery store or something and pick up more food. We'll see. We will see. Or maybe tomorrow I'll make spaghetti. Lots of spaghetti. Uh-oh. What was it that I just saw? Uh-oh, someone's banging away out there. I think if random people make noise during my streams, I should be able to find them a million Poké Dollars like Barry. 'Cause that's annoying. Okay, it was Gligar. Let's go, Gligoat. Tomorrow you should buy more games and a few plushies or finger puppets. Any Any ones in mind that you know are there that you'd want? Oh, you found a Score Bunny. Cute. I like Score Bunny. He's a little guy. One day we'll shiny hunt Cinderace. When should we do... What should we do for Cinderace? Should we do that during the World Cup or something silly like that? It's the World Cup, which means it's time to shiny hunt Soccer Bunny. Did you guys see that one post on Twitter where the guy, one of those, you know the type, he goes, "If they make the next James Bond, I'm gonna kill myself." And everyone's like, good, I hope they do. If they make the next James Bond transgender, then we'll shiny hunt Sobble. In celebration. I think that would be a very funny thing for them to do. You ended up loving him as Score Bunny and Raboot. Yeah, that's how I feel. Cinderace is cool. It's like a fine starter, but I like Score Bunny and Raboot a lot more. Oh, jeez. I got distracted again. What was that? Was that Gligar again? Hello. Hello, go. I'm trying to see what I missed so I can add it to the counter. It was... Gligar, okay. Boop, 931. But yeah, Cinderace is a very rare time where I like the middle stage more than the evolution. Usually the middle stage just kind of gets forgotten or not cared about that much. But I really like Raboot more than either of its other stages. And a Sandshrew. Boop. Begone, Sandshrew. I've sentenced you to the void. Begone. That's the thing, though. I kind of don't want to do another mini shiny hunt like the Rotom one for a while. That Rotom one took forever to edit. That Rotom shiny hunt was quite a catastrophe to edit. I like how it turned out. I had fun with it, but I didn't get anything else done because of that. In fact, tonight I should start drawing again, but like... my head hurts a little bit, so I don't know that I have the energy for it. Tonight might be a relax and play Japanese Pokemon Ruby instead kind of night. Speaking of Pokemon Ruby, it's not hard to play in Japanese inherently. But the weird thing that is difficult about it is bag management. Because starting in Pokemon Emerald, I think it might have been Fire Red Leaf Green. It was either Fire Red Leaf Green or Emerald. they added sprites in the bag so you could tell what you were looking at just at a glance. That was not the case in Ruby and Sapphire. So there are no sprites in the bag to tell you what your item is. So every time I want to pull something out of the bag, I have to open Google Translate. It's quite a hassle. And I'm just like, oh my god, what is this? Last night I was trying to use Revive on my Pokemon, and I had to go through and like pull up on Bulbapedia. I googled Revive, and then I had to compare the kanji in between it, and I was like, this one's a Revive, I think. It was an ordeal. Also, the Everstone is called like... It was something crazy. The Everstone was translated as like the unchanging stone, which goes kind of hard. That's how you played the entirety of Japanese X. Yeah, it's easier in the games after that though, because like you can open the bag and see the sprite at least, so you know what you're looking at. But in Ruby Sapphire, it's like I can't tell what I'm doing. This is the, I want to say, third game that I've played in a different language, because I used to play Pokemon X in French a lot for fun, and then I played Let's Go Eevee in Japanese to get a Masuda Ditto with perfect stats. So this is the third time that I'm playing it in a different language. And unfortunately, I would say that in addition to the issue with reading things in the bag and knowing what items are what, I also just know Hoenn a little less well than the other two regions. Because I know Kanto very well, and I know... and I know Kalos really well as well. I had to think really hard about the name of the region. I guess should I play my next run of Pokemon Scarlet? Should I play it in Spanish? I don't know that that's a good idea. I could probably work it out a little bit. Again, context clues help. Being able to just tell what the items are by looking at them in the bag helps. And also, I probably, even though I never took Spanish, I could probably kind of work out what things are what based off of how close that language is to French. So I could probably figure out 90% of what's going on, but... Still not sure that it's a good idea. I might get a little lost. That was a munchlax. Yeah, this week, hit me on the head with a hammer if I try and stream something else that isn't Kirby. I need to do at least one Kirby stream this week. I'm like tempted to play Champions again, but I want to play Champions. I kind of want to do more Pokopia on stream, but you guys have to hit me with a hammer if I try and do something that isn't Kirby. We need to finish Kirby. I need to figure out how close we are to the end on that one too. I think we might be in the last world. Okay, it looks like we are in the last world of the main story. So yeah, we could probably finish Forgotten Land in the next, like, 2 streams. I was thinking maybe in the next, like, 2 streams we finish Forgotten Land, and then maybe we'll start another Code Recollection. I think that'd be kind of fun. Get a bit of a narrative-focused game in the mix. It's been a while since we did that. Close 2 days this week rather than 1, and it makes you sad, but you vibe. Understandable. Hang in there. Hang in there, Mel. Munchlax! We don't want you, Munchlax. What do you guys think? Should we shiny hunt the Honey Tree Munchlax in Platinum? That sounds like the worst thing I can imagine, but it could be funny. No, it sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. It wouldn't even get a cool ribbon either. And it's one of those Pokemon where it would be so tedious to get that evolving it into Snorlax would feel like a downgrade, you know? I don't know. I feel like I should not shiny hunt the Munchlax. This music is kind of pretty. I really do wish there were just more brandies. If I had like 3 more brandies, we could actually accomplish the work of what one brandy should be able to do. But can't because he's too distracted all the time. It has to be 3 because if there were just 2 brandies, we'd accomplish less because we'd be too busy. I'm just saying, if I had a clone. There has to be at least 3 brandies. Oh, why didn't it go through? There. Ow. All right, another Sandshrew. There are just way too many of these things. I'm sick of the Sandshrew. I want them gone. Are they the true villain? Is Munchlax not the true villain? Is Sandshrew the actual villain? It's more likely than you think. If you could have one of the 9 Pokespot Pokemon as a shiny, which would you choose? Between Hoppip, which is super effective against Hoppip, Phanpy, Surskit, Wooper, Aeron, Zubat, Sandshrew, Trapinch, and Gligar. Which would you choose? Trapinch. Yeah, I would probably pick either Trapinch or Gligar. I'm just not sure which one I would pick. My answer changes every time I think about it. Also, you know what I need to do? And I'm not going to do it now because it's going to take too long. I should make a highlight, like a short, of finding shiny Togetic. That moment is just like one of my favorite reactions of all time, I think, that I've had. I should immortalize that. I just don't want to edit it. I don't want to edit it. Ooh, a Sandshrew. I don't want a Sandshrew. Get it out. Get it out. Trapinch or Hoppip. Fair. Yeah, I would pick Trapinch or Gligar. I'm just not sure which one. Again, I think Gligar is the technically better Pokemon, so I'd get more mileage out of it, but it's undeniable that a Trapinch from Ore would just have a certain aura to it, you know? Either one, though, I'd give both of them, whichever one I get, is going to get the 100x Victorious ribbon from doing Mount Battle. And that's going to be their special ribbon to prove that they were here. Obviously, there will be no way to technically distinguish it from if I had just shiny hunted one in Ruby or Sapphire, but we'll know the difference. We will know that it came from this game. And that's something special. Hold on, was that... I really wish they would update Pokemon Bank to have a special mark for Pokemon that came from the Ore games. I think it deserves it. Okay, it was Sandshrew. Boop, 1440. I'm really curious. Oh, snack time. Thank you, Brisk. Let me grab a granola bar. Thank you, Brisk. what was I saying? Oh, right. I'm curious if the hesitancy to acknowledge the Ore games, I wonder if that comes from Pokemon Company themselves, just worried that the idea of stealing Pokemon like affects their brand image in some way. Or if, and this is what I kind of think it is, I almost feel like it's more Game Freak being petty and being upset that like this like 3D Pokemon RPG was not made by them. I almost feel like it's from Game Freak being petty, but who knows, right? Because I could definitely see the argument that Pokemon Company just doesn't really want to shine a light on the fact there was a Pokemon game where you technically steal other Pokemon. But they still support it, like, they support the ribbons in everything from this game to this day, so it makes me very curious. There we go. Thank you again for the snack time, Brisk. I muted myself while I ate that. But I am still here. Don't worry. Do not worry, for Brandy is here. Actually, that's probably a bigger reason to worry, right? Everyone's like, oh god, Brandy's here. What kind of nonsense is he gonna come up with next? He's gonna sit here and soft reset the cast form in the Weather Institute. I thought about that last night. I considered it. Yay, Brandy is here. No, you're supposed to be upset about it. You're supposed to go, no, Brandy's here. He's evil. He's doing stupid shiny hunts again. He has too many ideas for stupid shiny hunts. No, shiny hunting is just like kind of relaxing to me, you know? Sometimes I struggle with knowing what to say, which is a little annoying, but like I don't have to think super hard about it, you know? Especially for a day like today where I want to stream but my head hurts. Like, if I tried to stream Pokemon Champions today, I'd be like suffering because I'd be like, oh god, my head hurts and I'm trying to figure out what to do, you know, how to play this and make my Pokemon win and everything, right? Or if we were doing like a randomizer, I'd be like, oh god, I'm trying to track where every item is and what we've checked and what we haven't checked. But with a shiny hunt, it's just kind of like autopilot. I'm just like, yeah, just pop in, go to this location, check it, and move to the next location. Chat, what do you think? Should I get a... hold on, what was that? I started thinking about food and distracted myself, which was bad. I need to focus. What was that I just saw? What was that Pokemon? It was Sandshrew. Okay, lame. 14-4-4. Triple 4 is unlucky. Let's go. Should I walk up and get myself a burrito as a treat? What do you guys think? Does Brandy deserve a burrito as a treat? Yes. I've earned it. Have I? I haven't done anything. You got a Rice Krispie treat? Ooh, nice. I have some over across the room actually. I should move them closer here so that when I do a snack time I can get a Rice Krispie treat. My room is still a mess. It's still very disorganized from the move. The problem is I don't have like shelves to put things on, so I'm like hesitant to open any more boxes. I was going to have half of my butter chicken for dinner tonight, but it turned out that I was still hungry after the first bowl or the first plate, so I wanted some more. So now instead of having one plate of butter chicken, I have like 2/3 of a plate of butter chicken, which won't be enough. So I'm like, maybe I should just go get a burrito for dinner. I always get the same thing every time I go to Chipotle. That's Chipotle, but in Brandy speak, which is just nonsense. When I go to Chipotle, I always get the same order. I always get a steak burrito with brown rice, black beans, sour cream, cheese, lettuce, pico de gallo, and corn. Every time, that's the same thing I get. I have never gotten anything else from there. I've never tried their nachos or their bowls or anything else they have. I refuse to do anything but a steak burrito. Although, actually, that's not entirely true. I have... they had a brisket burrito one time. And I tried that. And it was pretty good. But it was like a limited time thing, so I couldn't get it now if I wanted it. But also, it didn't taste that different from a steak burrito, but it was like $2 more. So, like... I was like, this is good, but it's not $2 extra good, you know? But that is the other thing that I've technically gotten from there, is another burrito that's built the exact same, but with brisket instead of steak. Maybe I'll walk up to Chipotle too, instead of taking the bus. It's not that far, right? It's like maybe a 30-minute walk. It's not horrendously far. But I should get a little exercise, so maybe I'll walk up. And that's how I'll justify getting a treat. I'll walk up and maybe I'll skip the soda this time. Yesterday, I was feeling very bad about myself. I was like, I should eat healthier. I should exercise more. And I started feeling bad. And I read something very odd. Apparently, building even just a little bit of muscle and maintaining that, like, building muscle in your arms can actually help you lose, like, weight elsewhere, because just having that muscle and working to maintain it, even in a small amount, your body will, because you're trying to maintain that muscle, the body will start to pull from from the fat reserves in other parts of the body, and so that like helps apparently. That's what I read. I don't know how true that is. I'm not a health person. I'm not a fitness expert, but that is interesting if true. Big if true. And do that once a week, then remember YOLO and that you already have mental illness, so you can just relish in small delights. That's how I should be, but like... I got very sad. I was like... I'll tell you the reason why. It was... Well, hold on, where is he? Where did it go? Oh, did I not share it in the server? That might be why. Okay, I have to pull it up on my Twitter. Hi, Sanbu. So I had my super adorable trainer in Pokemon Champions last night, and I've got him in this cute outfit with the crop top and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute. I want to wear this IRL. And then I got very sad because I'm like, man, if I wore this IRL, I just feel bad because my tummy's too big. So that put me in like a depression spiral for like 3 hours after that. So I just want to be able to wear a cute outfit like this and have it not look bad on me. Is that too much to ask? I want to have the confidence to wear something like that. Got addicted to sour Starburst lately? Have I ever had sour Starbursts? If not, that sounds like something I should have. I love sour so much. They're new. Okay, I need to look for those then. I was at the store yesterday picking up a gift card, and they had new sour Skittles. It was like a new flavor of sour Skittles. It was like sour tropical Skittles or something like that. I don't remember what exactly it was. And I wanted to try it really bad, but they didn't have any. They had the advertisement for it, but they were out. Like they had sold out. I was very sad. I very much wanted to try those. Sandshrew. Walmart and Target say they have them online, but you got one pack from Walmart and one from Amazon. Gotcha. Blue raspberry. Ooh, blue raspberry, watermelon, strawberry, and green apple. Oh, that sounds good. Those are all good flavors. I want to try those. I have to look that up. Not necessarily to buy them right now, but just so I know what to look for. Okay, so it is a green package. I must keep my eye open for them. Are they actually like sour? They're super sour. Oh, you literally, as I opened, because I was on a different window, I didn't see that you had replied, or that you had literally just said it, because I was like, are they sour? And you had already typed it out. Super sour too. Chug lemon juice, no problem. Oh, that sounds so good. I love sour. Actually, last night, or not last night, yesterday rather, I used my my malic acid for the first time since moving over here. I didn't make anything fancy with it. I just put it in my orange juice. I made some sour orange juice. I freaked out for a second, actually, because I couldn't find it. I was like, oh no, don't tell me we left that behind. I was sure that I packed that. Because that was like one of the first things I packed for the kitchen because it's super important to me. I was like, oh no, where's my malic acid? I put it behind all the other spices because it was the first thing I unpacked for that cabinet. So all the other spices were just in front of it. So it was fine, but it freaked me out. Didn't make a birthday drink for yourself? You should. You should get a nice birthday drink. But yeah, I need to find these sour Starburst and try them. That sounds incredible. Though that is almost a perfect assortment of flavors. I think the only thing I would add to that flavor lineup is a lemon one. But I think Starburst has like a lemon flavor as one of their default flavors, so maybe that's why they didn't do it. But blue raspberry, watermelon, strawberry, green apple is such a good set of flavors. The only thing I'd add is lemon. Lemon! Woo! Hi, Joe. Welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. What's up? Try them on stream. That's a good idea. I would try them on stream, but not. I don't think I'd do like a face cam for it. I'd just do my V2 model if that's okay. But I could definitely get those and try them on stream. That sounds like a very good idea. Then I can write it off as a business expense, right? Oh, looks like the playlist is done. Want to make the brisk drink for yourself when everyone's gone so you can enjoy it while playing ZA. Nice. Yeah, I hope you have fun with ZA. Where are you at so far? I know you were you haven't had a ton of time to play it, but ooh, actually, hold on. Go back. No. There's a different playlist that I just saw. Oh no, where is it? Oh, I wanted to listen to that playlist. All right, fine. We'll get that Persona playlist back that I clicked on, and yeah, it just, that other playlist that I saw has vanished into the void. That makes me sad. I wanted to listen to that one. It had a cute little Luma on the thumbnail. It's like when you open Twitter and something just, you see a post and before you can click on it, it vanishes because Twitter refreshes itself. Disappointing. Dun dun dun. $5 for a share size bag. Nice, that's not too bad. At the part where Urbane makes the croissant curry. Ah. Had that happen earlier and it was Fick with art. You punch the air. Yeah, I've had that happen a lot with like just like cute like Sanbu art or art of like a Genshin character or something, and I'm just like, dude, how dare you? And sometimes I can find it again, but okay, I don't know that I like this playlist. It's got cafe ambiance, but I don't like the like they're like moving plates in the background. I don't like the way that sounds. Not a fan. Oh, there's calm yokai watch music to study and chill to. I kind of want to click that, but at the same time I'm upset. Level 5 has gone all in on the AI slop, and it makes me so sad. They abandoned Yokai Watch for this. Let me see if I can find that one that I wanted to look at, that I wanted to listen. There it is, I found it. I managed to read a little bit of the title before it disappeared. This is called Chill Cyber Glacier Music Mix. I thought it was a Nintendo specific playlist, but apparently not. Yeah, a lot of non-Nintendo music here. Makes sense. So yeah, I think maybe we'll go like another like... Is that too short of a stream though? I was thinking another like 40 minutes, but would that be too short? Because if I'm gonna walk up and grab a burrito, I do have to leave a little early. It shouldn't be that bad, right? But I'll have to get ready, get dressed and everything. And my Chipotle closes at like 10 p.m. So I'll need a little bit of time to get down there. Gotta go and you gotta go, yeah. I don't know, I just always feel bad. I stream longer than a lot of people, but I always feel bad when I end, and I'm like, oh no, that was a shorter stream than usual. I'll be like 4-hour stream, and I'm like, oh no, that was too short. I think it's because the people that I watch, the people that Brandy watches, they like to go 6, 8, 12 hours. So when I go 5 hours, I'm like, oh no, I'm going too, my stream is too short. When I do 4, I'm like, oh no, everyone's gonna be upset. They're gonna be disappointed I only did 4 hours. So like, it's probably just skewed perspective on what I view as a normal stream, but Gligar. When you used to stream, you'd go 1 to 2 hours max. Yeah, I know most people, well, maybe not most people, but a lot of people do like the 1 to 2 hour range usually. And then like, if they do like a long stream, it'll be like 3 hours. I know a lot of people are like that, but I always feel bad. I'm like, oh no, people tuned in and they got less time than usual. So I don't know. I need to get better, I think, about the idea of doing shorter streams like that though, because if I want to get work done on these big video projects that I've got coming up that I need to work on, I probably do need to start buckling down and getting work done on those, you know. And the problem is, it's not just it's not just video editing that I need to do. I also need to do art. For the XD project, if I do it the way that I really want it to, I need to do an animated intro and an animated outro. And that animated outro is going to have drawings that are like, I'm going to draw like 80 Pokemon plus some people in it. So like, you know, it's a lot. You finish Spamton and he's scaring you? Lore accurate. Lore accurate Spamton. Oh, Brisk, question for you. For your ZA playthrough, have you decided which Pokemon you're gonna use, or are you just gonna collect them as you go and decide from there? Because for my playthrough, I knew a few of the ones that I was gonna use, but then a few of them I just kind of went with. I ended up with way more options than I had thought I would, so I had a hard time, and I ended up switching them out as we went, but... You're really hoping for a Scyther? Scyther! It's like, I knew from the start, before I even had got the game in my hand, I was like, I'm going to run Malamar. I don't care how long it takes to get, we're running my friend Malamar. And I was like, I'll probably run at least one of Gardevoir or Gallade, and I ended up running both. I was like, I might pick up Dragonite for the Mega Dragonite and try that out. And then I ended up getting Mawile and Lopunny, which didn't surprise me because I like both of them. But then the Eevees, I ended up using a bunch of the Eevees, and that was kind of a surprise. And I'd kind of intended on boxing my starter, but then I felt bad, so I ended up using her. And then I accidentally released it on accident, and I was sad. Rip my Meganium. $14.50, let's go. Thought to making an XD team? What do you mean, like a team for an XD playthrough? Sadly, the only way to play XD on the Switch is to get the Switch Virtual Console version. And that's expensive, but also just disappointing because it's expensive and you're renting instead of owning. And it can't connect to Pokemon Home and transfer Pokemon out. It was the most likely scenario for them releasing XD, so I didn't have my hopes up too high. But I was really hoping it would have home connectivity. And the fact it doesn't was just like really disappointing, you know? I think it's a really good option if you just want to play the game and experience it, but for anyone who likes to like hunt shinies on this or make ribbon Pokemon or anything, the original is the only option still, so if they want to be able to keep it and transfer it out, which is a little unfortunate. And it's also good if it's also important, like, if you're doing certain strategies in, like, the Gen 3, 4, 5, 6, I think even up to Gen 7. In those older games, if you want Pokemon with, like, specific moves, some of them can only get it through this game. A famous one was Follow Me Magmar, which was used in VGC, actually. And the only way to get Magmar with Follow Me was from this game, so you had to play this if you wanted Follow Me Magmar, and Magmar was pretty good in that. I'm pretty sure it was Gen 5 or Gen 6, I think? I think it was Gen 5. It had Follow Me, and you ran it with Eviolite to redirect things off of your partner. And he was like just like the perfect Pokemon for that for some reason. I don't remember the exact specifics. Another one was Salamence with Refresh, because Mega Salamence didn't really need a bunch of moves because it mostly just spammed Return. You could run Return Salamence with Refresh, and then if you got burned or paralyzed, you could remove the status on your own without swapping to someone using Heal Bell. So Return Salamence is another one. And I guess I'll just go ahead and say that the reason I didn't allow Salamence to be claimed was specifically so I could get a Return Salamence. It's not my intention to use the Salamence in the Ribbon Journey. I don't want to resort to it, but it's a backup option in Sun and Moon's Battle Tower, which is something that I did struggle with. I didn't do great in the battle tree for Sun and Moon. It was pretty difficult. And one of the good Pokemon that you can use for that is Refresh Salamence, so I thought I'd pick it up just in case we get stuck there. That way I don't have to spend all the time grinding it again. So I mostly planned my teams for each leg of the Ribbon Adventure. Like, I don't know the exact specifics. I may change some things out here and there. But, like, I know most of the teams, more or less. And I have them and, like, any alternates that I would want to run, like, ready to go as But one of the ones that I'm a little intimidated by is the battle tree. And so I've already got, like, my idea for the battle tree is I want to use, like, three of my favorite Pokemon for that one, because it's, like, the last time they're all available in the same game currently. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it with those three. But if that doesn't work, which is very possible, my backup plan is to use Refresh Salamence and Durant. You can do a very cheesy strat where you do Durant entrainment to give the opponent Truant so that they can't attack every other turn. And then you swap in Salamence with like Protect and Return and Refresh, and then probably like Draco Meteor or something in the last slot. Or maybe not Draco Meteor, but like Outrage or something. Or maybe you'd run Earthquake. Earthquake might be the better option so that you can deal with Rock and Steel type that resist Refresh. I don't know. Or not Refresh, but Return. But then you Protect on the turns when the opponent can attack, and then on the turns they can't, you use Dragon Dance. You boost up to +6, and then you just sweep. And that can carry just about any Pokemon through the battle tree, apparently, so... That is a backup strategy that I have on lock, ready to go if we need it. But ideally, I'd like to use my favorites for the battle tree. That's the intention, you know? Oh, you meant you wanted to find Pokemon from the XD team. Gotcha. You won't be able to get all of them in ZA. Like, Mightyena isn't in ZA, for example. I'm trying to think. From your team, Mightyena and I think Lapras aren't in the game. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else missing. Oh, right, Lunatone is also gone, yeah. But hey, that gives you a few slots to play around with some other Pokemon that you might find interesting. For example, you could play My Friend Malamar! My Friend Malamar! God, I love that. I love that video. I'm gonna be so disappointed when they spent all that time hyping up Malamar and he's actual garbage. Which we already figure is the case, but I'm gonna be even more disappointed. Like, look at its stats! Its stats are so bad, you can't tell me that he doesn't deserve a good ability to make up for those stats. He needs to auto-set Trick Room, dude. I'm being so for real. He should auto-set Trick Room. You're using your Mega slot for that. Okay, he should auto-set Trick Room. He's not even gonna be good at it, because his speed is like right in the weird middle spot where it's like too good to be like an actual good Trick Room abuser, but not good enough to be a good sweeper. So like, just give him Trick Room. Give him auto Trick Room, it's fine. Alright, Sandshrew again. Ooh, maybe that'd be a good angle for the Togetic reaction video. Nah, actually I don't like it as much. I don't know. Yeah, I want to make a short out of the Togetic video, which will be the third time I milk that. But I feel like that the Togetic one was special enough that it deserves to be milked 3 times, right? It got the full XD video, or the full Coliseum video, and then it got a special video that was just the Togetic segment of the Coliseum video. But I feel like it also deserves a short, right? I feel like it is good enough that it deserves a short. That was like my craziest reaction to a shiny on stream too. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I want to make a Togetic video. I'm just like, I've got too many other projects to work on, you know? Togetic definitely does deserve the short, though. In fact, I'm gonna make a note. I know I've been thinking about it for months, but I'm gonna send a official note to myself. That was weird. I thought I heard something. Might be part of the music. All right, there we go. There's something, and I'll make another note. I'm gonna make a note to myself. One of the things that I hope for Winds and Waves, and this is so stupid, right? Because this shouldn't have to be on my wish list of things, because it's really dumb. I hope that in Winds and Waves, they make it so the day-night cycle makes sense again. The day-night cycle in Scarlet and Violet is actually horrendous. I don't know why they didn't add any way for you to change it. The fact that you can't just change it in game, and you also can't just it's not on a real world clock is just horrible. You didn't miss much, Mel. I just yapped. Nothing new. We were talking about XD and stuff. Oh my god. You did a really good job with him, but he looks frighteningly realistic. That is lore accurate Spamton, Mel. Great job. He is a jump scare in and of himself. Hyper realistic. He's so scary you need him gone. Put him on an isolated chunk of the island and put him in prison. Yeah, we were just, I was yapping about Coliseum and, XD and how disappointed I am with the way they put it on the Switch. And then I started talking about returned Salamence, for the Battle Tree. And then I was talking about how I should make a Togetic short, because like I've milked the Togetic reaction twice already, right? I've got it in its own, it's in the Coliseum video, and it has like a full dedicated segment in there, and then I isolated that segment and made it its own video that was also like 30 minutes. So Togetic has gotten like special spotlight from the clip of finding Togetic twice, but I kind of want to reuse that clip and make a short out of it, you know? I feel like Togetic was so special. That shiny hunt was so unique and special to me that I kind of feel like it deserves a short as well. Like, yes, it's milking it, but I feel like that one deserves it. Oh, dang, I'm out of water. Finish my water. So yeah, I was talking about that, and I also sent a note to myself that I should do it because I had an idea of what I should do at the end of that video. I was thinking I should, right before we start the ribbon adventure, right before we officially start collecting the ribbons on Togetic, I should post that as a short. Like isolate the shiny hunt and post that as a short and use that to tease the ribbon journey and be like, there are many more adventures ahead for Togetic. What will we see next? Stay tuned to find out. Something like that, you know? So that's what I was thinking, and that's what I was writing when you popped back in. Normally when you click a gender, it automatically selects the opposite. What was Spamton? It was just blank. This Spamton cannot be comprehended by the standard binary. What is this music? Oh, it's from .hack. Have you ever seen .hack sign? I know that it had like an anime, and my mom liked it, but she only watched a few episodes, I think. And I never watched it. I just remember her talking about it. You're destroying the Mega Shards and running on the roof? Nice. Oh yeah, you get the benefit, Brisk. Because you're playing it later, they updated the Mega Stone or the Mega Shard cap. Remember when we played it, the cap was at 999 and I was constantly running out of space to hold them. But because you're playing later, the cap should be raised, so you shouldn't have to deal with that, which is very nice. We've had 950 Gligar, let's go. You should find Dratini? Yeah, that'd be a good one to look for. Bring home Daisy. Best of luck, rally luck, rally luck. Okay, yeah, we're at the 3-hour mark, so I was thinking maybe we'll go like another 15 minutes or so, and then I'll end stream and I'll go grab myself something to eat. Because all I've eaten today, I had that granola bar from the snack redeem, and then I ate like half of a salad before stream. It was leftover salad from yesterday's lunch. And it was good salad, but not super filling, you know? Just kind of something to keep me going before the stream, you know? How was Mel's experience on ZA? I remember Mel saying that it was good until the very end. As I recall, you did not like the very last fight, right, Mel? Yeah, had a crash out. I really enjoyed the ending though. I didn't have any problems. Oh, this is Kirby music. Yeah, this is from Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I recognized it because as a kid, oh, I say kid, but I was like 13, 14 at the time. When we actually, I think I was like 15. But when we got to this section, the music like stuck out really, really well to me compared to like the rest of the OST. The rest of the OST was pretty good, but like this area's music was like really stand out. How you react to the ending, because everyone's different. Yeah, it just pays to be prepared. Just remember to stock up on healing items before the ending. If you do that, you should be fine. Because that's the other thing, right? Like, I'm someone who hoards healing items, so I am very rarely at risk of actually, like, losing to something like that, but... Also, I wouldn't recommend getting it now, right? Because you can't enjoy it until after you beat the game. But I'm curious if you're gonna end up liking ZA enough that you decide to get the DLC later, Brisk. Because I know the DLC is kind of hit and miss for people. Some people really liked it, some people didn't like it. And most people fell somewhere in the middle and didn't like it. Or didn't care that much for it, but didn't hate it either. And they were just like, yeah, this is okay. Still haven't even played it. To be fair, more than anything, it feels like Shiny Hunting Simulator. That feels like the main loop for the DLC is like, if you really like shiny hunting, you'll enjoy it. And if you don't, then it's just kind of whatever. Like, it does let you get some other Pokemon, but they're not like, for the most part, they're not like Pokemon you couldn't get elsewhere, right? Most portions let you leave and come back. Yeah, that is a little weird that they just kind of spring that on you. I think it would be fine if, like, you could leave, or not even necessarily leave, but just during that segment have someone that will sell you some items. Hold on, let me double check that. I think it was Sandshrew, but I need to double check. It is very uncharacteristic, though, because usually the only time they... I mean, like, I guess that is that game's, like, equivalent to the Elite Four Gauntlet. And they don't let you leave during that, but... Also, you know going in, like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to go buy items during this. They tell you that. So... not having that info is a little bit of a shock if you're not prepared for it, right? Oh my god, where was this? It was Sandshrew, okay. Never shiny hunted before and you want to see how LCA goes. That's fair. Yeah, it is a little early to say if you'll enjoy it, but I'm curious if you end up getting the DLC or not. I will say, though, if you're not a shiny hunter... Or I guess if you really want Zero Aura. If you want Zero Aura or Genesect or Magearna, then I guess it could be worth it. But if you don't want to, like, shiny hunt, I do think that ZA's DLC is the weakest of the Switch game DLCs. I think Scarlet has the best DLC, and Sword and Shield's DLC is really good because it takes, in my opinion, I don't know that everyone else would agree, but For me, it bumps Sword and Shield from being the worst games in the series to the second worst. The DLC was that good, like, that it salvaged it from being at the very bottom for me. Like, it wasn't revolutionary DLC, but it was like, oh wow, this is what Sword and Shield could have been. It had, like, really good ideas for, like, environment design and stuff. Like, they weren't Monolith soft levels of good, but, you know. Oh, this is Mario Kart music, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know. I think you can definitely justify ZA DLC, but I would definitely rate it at the bottom of the three. And I would definitely, if you don't really enjoy the shiny hunting aspect, or really desperately want like Magirna, Zero Aura, Meltan, Marshadow, or Genesect, and Volcanion, I guess. I forgot about that guy. So did Game Freak. If you don't really want those mythicals, then I'm not sure. Even if you really want those mythicals, though, I feel like the better option is, if you don't enjoy shiny hunting, probably better to just trade for them now that they're more available. Find someone who does like shiny hunting and have them trade them to you. So I don't know that ZA's DLC adds enough of a gameplay loop to make it, like, you know, especially worthwhile on its own, you know? The story was fine. I liked it overall, but it is pretty repetitive. So I can definitely see why not everyone would enjoy it. For me, the main highlight of the story was just the very end part. Everything else, it was like, haha, kind of funny to see Corbeau interact with this guy, or these characters you wouldn't expect to interacting. But like beyond that, the story's nothing too special, I think. Oh, that's something else I want to do. It's so mean, it's absolute slander, but I was thinking I should do a... Oh, hi, Oofj, welcome in. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. What's up? I was thinking of getting a picture of Team MZ and doing, like, Team MZ at 100% power, and then Photoshop everyone but the player character in Ansha out, and being like, Team MZ at 99% power. Yeah, it mostly is Ansha and the player character doing most of the heavy lifting in the DLC. Yeah, we got Rainbow Road Mario Kart music. I don't know which game this is from. It might be a remix of some kind. Oh, it's Mario Kart 7 Rainbow Road on the Moon specifically. And there's a Gligar. Nice. Yeah, welcome in, Uche. We're not going too much longer because I'm gonna go grab dinner soon. But nice to see you. How are you doing? Hope you've had a good day. Brandy is getting ravenously hungry and wants a burrito. Actually, the thing is, I don't even necessarily want a burrito. I just want something, and a burrito is the closest thing that I would find acceptable. Like, I would also accept a hamburger, but all the hamburger places around us are not that great. Good, done with quite a bit of programming today. Ooh, let's go. Good job. Programming is so intimidating. I tried to take like web programming in high school, and I was just not good at it. So yeah, we'll do a few more checks and then we'll call it for tonight, but be quite complicated. Yeah, my brain just isn't made for coding. If I tried to code, it would probably come out only slightly better than Yandev's coding. Only slightly. My coding would be very spaghetti code. It might be above Game Freak's coding too, though. I love to meme on Game Freak and we couldn't figure out how to put Lily in all the cutscenes without just making 1,000 different Lily models. That was actually peak comedy. Like, what do you mean that they just put 1,000 different models of Lily for every cutscene that she's in? They couldn't figure out how to reuse the model. They were just like, oh yeah, let's just put 700 different models. Very silly. Another Gligar. $955 Gligars. We're getting there. Ever so slowly. Yeah, we're still 80... Sandshrew is 80 encounters ahead of our Gligar and Trapinch total. Just really depressing. Spammy invited that abomination to hang at his house. Terrifying. I was gonna ask if I should get a soda with my food as a treat. And I think the answer is no, I should not. I've drank too much soda the last week. I need to be drinking more water. I have to be a good boy. I gotta be responsible. Yeah, left to my own devices, I would probably exclusively drink soda if left to my own devices. I have to be diligent with myself. Drink liquid IVs. I don't know what exactly those are. I've gotten better about drinking water though. Because like for a long time, I would just like exclusively drink soda, and if I couldn't have soda, I would drink juice, and I would refuse to drink water if possible. But I've gotten better at it. I will actually just actively drink water on my own accord, but I could still be better about it. Powder you add to your drink that has nutrients and are very salty, so you drink it up. Ah, gotcha. I don't know if I'd want a salty drink, though. I feel like I would avoid that. I think that would make me avoid the drink. I'm also not a big salt guy, though. Like, when I go for snacks, I usually don't default to a salty snack. There are salty things that I like. But, like, usually I prefer a sweet snack to a salty one, so... For a split second, I thought that Gligar was shiny, but it was just like my eyes playing tricks on me. They only drink water, coffee, and tea. See, that's a little better, I think. I don't like coffee, though. And tea is a bit of an acquired taste. It took me a while to get used to the taste of tea. Funny enough, when I started out, I would only drink fruit teas. But as I drank more of it, I got used to and I prefer green tea or like chamomile tea, chamomile tea. Those are pretty good. And then of course I love sweet tea, but that is horrible for me. I will happily guzzle down a big gigantic McDonald's sweet tea, and then get a second one after that, because that stuff is delicious, but it has way too much sugar. And in fact, my coworkers, back when I did briefly work at McDonald's, I say briefly, it was like a year. When I did work at McDonald's, my coworkers insisted I was going to die an early death because I would drink a sweet tea and add sugar to it. I was like, this isn't sweet enough, it needs more sugar. They were horrified one day because I did across that shift, because it was like I was there before my shift started, and then I was also there a little bit after my shift because I got like basically breakfast and dinner, and then I also had my lunch during the shift. Across that time period, they watched me eat I want to say 9 McRibs with bacon added on, 3 large fries, 3 large sweet teas, and a mint McFlurry. Or no, not a mint McFlurry, but like some kind of McFlurry or something. And they insisted I was going to die an early death if I continued to eat that way. And maybe that's why now I do not have the figure to fit in a cute crop top, but it tasted good. You don't drink liquor unless it's with family. I don't drink liquor at all. Icky. Sweet tea with added sugar. My poor tummy. No, I'm just... my stomach is usually pretty strong. I think it's not as strong as it used to be, but... Back then, my stomach was iron powered. 6,000 or 4,680 calories in that alone. Is that a lot? That sounds like a lot, but I don't know. Brandy's just a hungry guy, okay? Yeah, that might be why I can't fit in a crop top now. Anyway, we're gonna call it in a minute. We'll do a few more. 2,000 to 2,500 unless I'm a bodybuilder. I'm not a bodybuilder. To be fair though, when I was doing that, I was walking both ways to and from work. And the work was quite a ways away. It was like an hour and 15, hour 30-minute walk each way, so plus on top of that like an 8-hour shift, so I was very hungry after that. Yeah, Brandy doesn't know calories. I don't understand that. I took health classes. I just don't understand. Like, that's an abstract number. If I can't like visualize what that means, then it means nothing to me. Like you can say, oh, it's 2,000 calories, but like I don't have a frame of reference for what a calorie is. Like, I need to be able to visualize that. Spampton just asked you your favorite weather. When you said sunny, he said the sun will explode one day. What will you enjoy then? What is this biblically accurate Spampton that you have created? What is that? Every time you get hungry at work, you just eat the movie theater snacks. Yeah. It's Gligar. Okay. I think we'll do 3 more checks and then we'll call it for tonight. He's scaring you. Spampton is a menace. I'm frightened on your behalf. Yeah, sorry about the slightly shorter stream than usual. I got a bit of a late start. and I am hungry, and I don't want to run out of time on walking up. I think I'll be fine, but yeah, a little bit of a shorter stream. But thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. So that was 1, I think. So this will be number 2. If I miscounted, that's fine. I don't care. Oh no, I did 1 less than I thought I did. How will we cope with this? All right, Sandshrew. And then 1 last check. But yeah, thanks for joining. Hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. And next week, like I said, I definitely want to I want to get back on Kirby. I want to do at least 1 Kirby stream this week. We'll see how my schedule shakes up this week. And again, I'm also sorry that I haven't been able to do the schedules ahead of time. Things are just still a little hectic here. I'm still like not feeling 100%. But hopefully soon I'll be able to get back to a more consistent schedule. And what's our last check of the night? But yeah, we'll do at least 1 Kirby. We'll do more shiny hunting on next Sunday, so we'll figure it out. Wow, ending on munchlax, how disappointing. But that's okay, I'm about to go be a munchlax and eat something myself, so I guess it fits. Anyway, thanks for joining. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye!